things look bad, and it looks like you're not gonna make it, then you gotta get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Tonight's match in the VP4 10-ball World Championships is a one-loss side match, race to 13, between Interchangex and Hairpig. Both players are from the United States of America.
Right, good evening everybody. It's rapidly approaching midnight here in bonnie Scotland. Welcome to Bill, welcome to Slim, welcome to Blind Hog, and welcome to anybody else who's sitting there in the background. We're here on VP4 TV, as you can see, with my new VP4 TV logo. We're here for the second match, well, really the first match today, if you really count the fact that we're almost at Monday over here. But it is the second stream that I've done within the space of 4 hours. We had a bit of a slaughter earlier on. It didn't go as predicted. Well, I think as most people were picking Cobra, it did go that way from that point of view, but it certainly didn't go anywhere near the scoreline that I had predicted. It was really a very strong performance by Cobra, and of course things had to go wrong quite a bit for Machine, and on top of that you had the errors as well. I think any main errors you would count for Cobra would certainly barely be more than 2 or 3 at the most. So Cobra's sort of laid down his cards on the table. It's going to be very difficult to beat him, although he wouldn't be on the one-loss side if he hadn't already been beaten, but he's going to have to battle all the way. However, we've got 2 guys here tonight that are, well, you could say maybe as far as favourites go, they're probably on the fringe. But we've got 2 capable players who are capable on their day of upsetting the apple cart. We've got Interchangex and Hairpig. And this, as I said earlier on in the earlier stream, I'm not going to call this because I haven't a clue how this might end up. You might think it could run very close, but I had the total wrong idea of the match earlier on this evening, so I'm not going to say anything about this one. We will just have to see how it unfolds. The good news is that Interchangex, I think I saw him. Yeah, he is. He just arrived and he's already in a room. Hairpig has been there for maybe the last half hour or so, and he's warming up, ready to go. And quick check, we are just waiting on Steve arriving. So he's going to, he intends to join in the stream. So we'll keep an eye out for that in a sec. So that schedule, of course, has now been updated. We've had the one match today. We're now down to, I think, 4 matches on the schedule, and this one goes, we'll be down to 3 again, and matches will begin to get thin on the ground, so we'll need to keep an eye out for them. The main thing is that I don't think there's going to be a bad match, or they're all potentially very good. So I would say that if most of them go ahead this week, I should get most of them, and they will be on the YouTube channel. And of course, my YouTube channel has a community tab on it, which is for the vote for my camera options that I would like in VP4, but there's also the second vote, which is for the next VP4 Virtual World Championship. There are choices on there, so if you go to my YouTube channel, click the community tab, you can then place your vote. I am going to have a quick look and double check. Hang on a minute.
VP4 TV. You're watching a Tactical Genius production. Please welcome your commentary team for this match, 9ball.com and Super Admin aka Steve Chapman, CEO and President of Celeris, Inc. Good luck to both players and have a good one.
Well, good evening to Steve.
Good evening.
Welcome aboard. I said earlier, Steve, I wasn't going to call this. I'm going to leave that all up to you.
Well, I think Interchangex is the favorite in this. I mean,
well, you've been very impressed by him.
It's been an interesting match because, I think Hairpig knows a lot. I mean, I think his issue is execution. Last time I saw him play, his execution was better. So his challenge is going to be execution. And I think Interchangex is just making mistakes. So his challenge is not to make so many mistakes.
Yeah.
I expect a good match, but I definitely think that Interchangex is the favorite.
I would think, on what I've seen, I would tend to agree with you there. But we know that there's factors can play. It's the big hand in this. The way this game's going to unfold. But if you're going to go by what you said, yes, probably a slight favourite Interchangex. I mean, maybe we've yet to see the best of Hairpig.
Well, we haven't. I mean, he's got pretty good knowledge. His problem has just been execution, where he just has trouble with execution. And if it seems to be getting better, we'll see how he does tonight. I think if he executes well tonight, he's definitely got a good chance to win.
Yeah, well, the room will be going up in about 30 seconds' time. Good evening to Dwight. Good evening to Brainful Out. Welcome back. You guys were at the stream earlier on. We think this is going to have a bit more meat to it, this match, than the previous one tonight.
Head's calling it 13-11 Interchangex.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna. I've got it badly wrong earlier on, so I've had my fingers burned. Right, so I think we are all set to go. Just about now. For all the latecomers, let's do this again if we can get it to work. That's not it. Hang on. It's that one.
With a little study, you'll go a long ways, and I wish you'd start now.
That's my new one.
Ah.
Now, where's the button to get this to work? I can't get it to work. We'll worry about that later on. Hang on. The room is up. Let's get in. So again,
Interchangex on the left, or actually on the right on your side?
On the right, on my side, yeah. And, well, that was quick, but he won the lag. And again, Interchangex is, he's using a much higher angle on his cue to get that cue ball to plant itself, which it did.
Yeah. I'm going to raise the pinch on the cue so that it does that a little easier.
But as much as he's got control of the cue ball there, right in the middle of the table, he's come up dry. And this is a very good opportunity right off the bat here for Hairpig to...
Looks like Hairpig has a picture of Shane with a lake trout.
It looks a bit like Shane, is it, Shane? You get out my chair to get up and look at it. Yeah, it does look like him.
Well, there's a miss right off the bat there.
I was too busy looking at the bloody photograph. I missed it. Well, that's a poor one.
Let's see. Was that a dry break?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So Hairpig got a chance and immediately did what we were talking about. He didn't execute.
Yeah. I mean, that table was crying out to be ran here, and Interchangex is going to show him how to do it, I think. Well, he's just got a wee bit.
Oh, this is perfect.
You just got to watch this.
He ran it on the line he needed to. You know, instead of trying to play for the side pocket, that line you're running right on the line you want to shoot on. I mean, this is all.
I was just worried there about the ball going to the rail there near that pocket, but it was fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's, I like the pace he plays at. He doesn't take a lot of time, but he takes enough time to, get things set. And this is a guy that I think is going to become a contender. I don't know if he'll be a contender this tournament. I mean, he may, but I think he can be a contender in these World Championships. He's got a lot going for him.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, he's not a player who's played in many, and I don't recall him ever playing in many in VP3 because he's been around that long. But and of course, obviously, work commitments and all of that other stuff come into it.
I didn't particularly like hitting that ball with inside, but he hit it good.
But he might be, he might be warming up to the idea of going deep in this tournament. So,
well, that was not the Hairpig start that he needs.
Yeah.
He's going to need to make something happen here because it looks like he's playing an opponent that's, possibly going to play pretty good.
Well, Hairpig's decided he's going to change up straight away on the break. He's gone very close to the rail, but I think he's getting the same result. That 7 ball considered going in, but nothing doing.
Well, we've had 2 dry breaks so far. One from Interchangex and one from Hairpig.
Welcome to repetition. Welcome to bedhead. Well, I'll tell you, it's a bit late in Sweden. It's 1 AM in the morning there. Bedhead's a night owl. Oh,
he pushed out there. Well, this is, I'm kicking this. I'm kicking this and trying to move the cue ball to the long rail.
Well, I'd be calling the 7. That's what I'd be doing. Oh, no, tell a lie. I think he was on the 2. I forgot about the 1.
Well, I'm kicking at this 1. I'd probably call the 9 ball because that's the direction you want to hit it. He's got a lot of cover with the 10, the 4, the 8, the 7, the 2.
He wants to kill this, doesn't he? Like that.
Well, he didn't cut it enough, but he
Yeah.
might get there anyway. See, he needed to cut that more. That's why I was saying he should call the 9, just in case. But he needed to cut that more. If he cuts that more, the cue ball goes over to the long rail, and the 1 ball comes further over, and he's got him snookered. Now, unfortunately for him, he's going to get snookered.
Yeah.
This is a very easy snooker here.
Oh, I like that. That's tight.
Yeah.
That is tight.
That was just almost automatic.
Let's
there.
watch the replay of that last shot.
You know, I think Hairpig knew what to do. He just didn't execute the kick quite well enough. And granted, I mean, it was pretty darn close. There's not a lot of difference between how he ended up and what was going to be perfect.
Welcome to Hog. I wonder if we'll get, well, I don't know whether, I mean, a lot of these guys won't know the stream is on, but I wonder if we'll get any people who might not make most of the streams, bearing in mind the time of day they are in the States. If they're set for my time, it's like middle of the afternoon, and most of the people that might want to watch them are at work.
What's going on here? Is Hairpig...
I think we might have
I
think we might have a disconnect. I think that's what it is. It's just not come up on the screen yet because the shot clock's dead. And maybe Hairpigs took my advice early on. Interchangex is saying is the game frozen?
I don't know what happened there because the shot clock ran out, but it didn't call a foul.
Yeah, there's something weird happening here because it. Oh right, it's now. Hairpig says looks frozen on my end. Shows the cue ball, your turn, but no cue stick. Right, I think we've got a bit of an issue here.
Yeah, somebody's having some connection issues right now. But I think it's worked itself out.
Well, here's a chance.
Well, that's no good. He just gave up the table, and it's probably going to be 2-0. I don't see any big problems on this table. The 4 ball's sitting good, real easy to get to where the 3 is. I think Interchangex is probably going to run out here.
Good evening to Larry. Yeah, that's maybe what it was. Although it didn't sort of register with information on the screen, but it might have been a slight glitch.
This shot can be a little tricky, especially in VP. You got to decide how you're going to run this cue ball. He made the decision to stay above the side pocket, and he hit it good.
Now, I think
it makes this shot a little tougher, but
I think what you do now, Steve, is you get out on the 4 ball and you use that 7 ball big time because you want that 7 ball away from there. I don't know whether it's sitting that great, is it?
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Well,
I don't think he'll hit the 7 ball. I think you're better off not hitting it, as a matter of fact.
Well, I wonder whether he will. I think he's maybe
I would just roll this 4, bump the 8 a little, then go behind the 6, and
yeah, he has chipped
he did move it. Well, he got himself a little funnier here, but I think he's okay. Yep, that's perfect. So it's looking like 2-0 here.
Just a wee bit straight. Make it can go forward and use the rails.
You could go forward, or you just hit it hard.
Nice.
He goes for hitting it hard. I think forward in that situation might have been a better choice. But, you know, this is not the kind of shot you should miss. I like to aim these really thick and use the English to kind of throw it over there.
Nice, home and dry here. So now Hairpig is going to have to sit and watch Interchangex break in rack 3.
Well, so far Interchangex has played a perfect match. His safeties have been good. Runouts have been good. He hasn't missed a ball. I mean, this could be a repeat of earlier when Cobra just played great and Machine got drilled.
4 ball goes in top left.
Okay,
And if that 8 ball gets out of the way, this is a run out already. Look at the table. 2 ball goes past the 6. This is over. This is just perfect to settle the stomach, this rack.
Well, I mean, Hairpig's going to have to get the switch in the on position like right quick here because
yeah, this could end up bloody. He's got to respond.
Well, Interchangex is playing very comfortably, and you know, when a good player
hang
gets
on
comfortable.
Hang on a minute. Whoa!
Boy, didn't waste any energy there, did he?
Oh, I'll tell you, he's got the touch. I'll give him that. He maybe panicked himself a bit there when he hit that.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I would still
this across behind the 8 ball.
I would still want to go. Certainly 2 rails.
He's going forward.
Oh, he's just leaving it that way.
That's probably better on that line. Yep, he's going to be out here. It's going to be 3-0.
And he's immediately got he's settled. I mean, this is it's a real settler. The good start, and then now he's at a break and run. You know, that's well, it should drive the message home, as you say. Hairpig better get switched on quick, you know, before he realises that he's going to be in real trouble very early in this match.
You're talking about a guy that's had trouble executing, and now on top of it, he's got somebody playing really good against him, and he's, you know, which is going to put more pressure on him. No, he can just spin this over. He's going to just stun it over. Oh, he's actually drawing it back. That's good too. That just shows confidence in how you're going to hit it. You know, I mean, you can lose that and hit the 10 ball with that shot. Yeah, this is Hairpig. This is going to be a big gut check for Hairpig now. First thing he needs to do is make a ball. Second thing he needs to do is get a shot on the low ball. And then the third thing he needs to do is run out.
10 balls going in. And
so
the
he's accomplished one.
The 1 ball has gone.
Unfortunately, that's not good that the 1 ball went because he's got no shot on the 2. Yeah, this is...
Now, where's he thinking of pushing?
Well, you can kick this or you can push. I think... I don't really like the kick here.
Well, I'd be pushing somewhere where it was maybe a third of the ball showing or something, but I don't know whether...
Yeah, well, you can push to a different kick. I mean, that's the thing is, you know, this is a hard ball to push to, but you just push to another kick shot or push to a partial ball, like you say. You don't want to do this. See, that's why on those kind of push shots, you know, you're better off trying to run into a ball. Like he could have run into the 6 ball there and left him like a half of the 2 ball and something like that. Because otherwise, you know, you got to get the speed perfect, which obviously he didn't.
Well, the 6 ball doesn't go, so I think he's done a wise move there, you know, just creating a bit of an issue for Interchangex.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the way he did it, that combo is pretty easy. But he's got 2 things to deal with now. Now, I'm not quite sure why Interchangex didn't try to bump the 8 ball there, or bump the 6 ball, or, you know, and, you know, hook him and improve the table.
I'd be jacking up and just going to the left of that 8 ball and a bit of English to kick that too. I might get lucky.
Well, you don't need a lot of English here. You don't need to jack it up. You know, you can spin this over and you just want to hit the 2-ball pretty full here. Not like
well,
that. That was way too thin.
now he needs a roll behind the 9, and he ain't got that. And he's
not getting it.
committed the cardinal sin. He's broke up the problem.
Well, the good news is the 3 to the 4 is not guaranteed.
Well, that's in all the time, that 8-ball. I mean, you could even, if things go funny, you could even bump the 5 onto the 8 and pot play a combo of some other description.
Yeah, this is just, he's just going to play safe. He's just going to thin this and use the 10-7, put this down on the end rail. I'm just going to slide this over and put it on the end rail. Well, tried to move the 4 too. That was a little risky. I wouldn't have done that because that was asking a lot. He's lucky he didn't give up the shot.
That's still set anyway. Well, you're right, Slim. You've got to. You can't come into these matches and be one-dimensional. You've got to use everything in your armory to. Well, you've got to try and do 2 things. You've got to try and get yourself started in the match, but you've got to try and stem the tide coming from the other guy.
Well, Slim's right. Although Hairpig didn't take his advice, he took everything but the good part on the safeties. He played a safety where he played a push out where he hooked himself. Well,
he's going for the is he going for the lock up again? Yeah,
you almost have to there, and I'll tell you why you have to there, because there's no good safety on that 4-ball. I mean, that's just a crappy situation. You need to break that out. Now, Hairpig can kick this in, and if he does, this is actually a ball I wouldn't want to kick in.
Yeah, that 6
I don't know what you're going to do with that 4-ball, you know.
Nothing doing there at all.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bad situation. Oh, he almost moved those balls. So, this is a little tricky here. You know, you can try to max draw this thing into that 8-ball, but, you know, it's hard to get enough gumption to move these balls enough. He's going to hit this hard, or he should be hitting this hard. Well, even if he hit the 8-ball there, he was just going to hook himself. I think he was trying to nick it. This is what you don't want. He's probably just going to roll up on this because I don't see what you can do with it other than sell out. I think he's just going to roll up and bump it.
Is he trying to? I mean, I don't know whether it's possible to get a double kiss and chip the 6. No, and that's
he double kiss safety. That's a fine shot.
No,
he might have left the combo. Let's see here.
Well, I would say it's still on. Yeah, it's definitely still on.
I think from this angle, you're going to have to kick it off the long rail. Hairpig's just going to play safe and not do it well.
Oh, it's another poor one. And this is what hurts in this game. You know, you're trying to get started, and you can't put in a telling safety, and then you're sitting watching the guy ease his way through the next rack.
He's going to the inside here, and he played it well. He had 2 choices there. The natural path was behind that 10 and 7, but he spun it around the corner and did it well.
Yeah, because he wanted to make sure he wasn't going to end up sticking himself behind one of them.
Boy, that was close. I would actually ran that on a line to run into the 7. He's fine now, though. This is perfect. Just, you know, stop it, leave yourself an angle on the 7, and stun it back down the table. Oh, whoa, what's he doing? Boy. Now all of a sudden he's looking shaky. You notice he's taking a little more time now, Hugh? And I think that's a problem for him. He's taking himself out of rhythm because that was a terrible shot on that 6-ball. He needs to stay in that confident mode and, you know, keep playing the way he started this match.
He's surely not
thinking about it.
Yeah, he's surely not looking at the scoreboard already, as he, you know, and he's the one in front.
Well,
And
not
again,
everybody is a good front runner.
well, the other thing as well is Interchangex has got the break again, so.
I remember I used to be a terrible front runner. If you were playing me and I got ahead, you were going to come back because I just couldn't play when I was ahead. That's since changed, but you know, being in front isn't always as easy as it seems it should be.
Good evening to Potman, I think that is. Roll Cage.
Well, that was a dry break.
Oh, this is somebody's going to get buried in a second or two. I can tell that. I know that's coming.
Well, Rep, you're right. You would think it would, but I know for me that it didn't. It does now, but you know, I got over some stuff. I mean, there's, you know, believe it or not, you can be afraid to win too. I mean, that's a funny thing about fear. You can be afraid of losing, which sounds logical, but you can also be afraid of winning.
Yeah. Which is why you should just completely focus on the lay of the table rather than, letting your mind wander at scoreboards and things like that. Just play the game.
That's easier said than done.
Easier said than done. Yep.
I mean, I've learned to play, and I can't do it all the time, but I've learned to play like I don't give a crap. I've learned to play even for a lot of money where I'm just relaxed and not nervous and not, feeling very comfortable.
Well, I think that's the secret.
But I spent a lot of years trying to learn that.
I think that's the secret with the top pros. I mean,
oh yeah,
they're so good. They look as if they don't care, but you can rest assured that they're giving it their all, and also, of course, you bring into the game the money they're playing for, and that's why you end up being a good pro, because you can play like, who is it that says play it like it means nothing but it means everything, something like that. I think that's the phrase.
That's how you should play. I wish I could play like that all the time. I can sometimes, but I mean, that's how you want to play. You're still like really focused and, really kind of amped up, but you don't have any of that fear. You don't,
What about a risk here, Steve? What about a risk here? Has he got the angle to cut this in? And I was thinking whether he could go down and bump into the 6 and 8
that
and
was
still
a tough
be in the
angle.
5. Yeah.
So this is a hard shot because I would probably just play for the bank on the 6. Does that go? No, it doesn't. I might think about playing for the safety. Just put it where you can just
skim it.
You just hit the 6 full on, it'll go around the corner and you can leave the cue ball pinned on the 9 because the 7's going to clear out. So you just want to, see, he could have just played a simple little shot, made then just hit the 6 and it would have gone like 3 rails and pinned him on the 9 ball. And the other thing is that clears up the problem.
So I wonder if Interchangex is going to pot this or whether he's going to.
Well, I don't think I'd shoot at this.
I mean, is he going to try and find a line? Because that 10 ball's
I'll tell you what, that safety is still there. The smart shot is not to try to break this out because this will be disaster. He got lucky, even got a shot. What he should have done is come down to the end rail and played that same safety Hairpig passed up.
Well, that's what I was thinking on.
Yeah, I mean, it's Hairpig probably plays good enough to realize that shot, but sometimes when you're playing under pressure and stuff, you just don't think clearly. When you get kind of funky in the funk, you don't think clearly.
Well, he ain't hitting this because I don't think there's any room to get to that from where the 7 is. But
I think
could he get it in the gap and come behind it?
It could be hit, but it's a very tough hit.
Can he get it and come in the gap and miss the 9?
He's just going to roll the 9 ball up on it, I think. That's what I would do here, is I just roll the 9 up on top of the 6.
I think he's looking at the line to kick in behind the 6, in between the 9 and 6.
It's too hard. I mean, there's a line there, but you got to put a lot of right English on the cue ball to hold it and straighten it up some. And it's There's no way you'd want to shoot the shot.
He's
You
lining
should
up
just roll the
playing
9
ball.
ball up.
He's lining up playing ball, and
I
that's
think
what's...
he was. I think he was playing 2 rail. I think he was trying to hit the rail and then the 6.
Yeah, into that long rail next to the 9.
Well, the problem was he didn't have the angle to hit the 6 past the 7. If he did, that'd be a great shot. You hit the 6 past the 7, and leave the cue right on the 7, but he didn't have the angle to get to that. So instead, he's going to sell out. Yeah, that was an interesting sequence there. I mean, I thought they both passed up the just simple lock-up safety.
I assume he can get straight. Yeah, he could get straight through to that. Oh, a quick reminder.
They did a bunch of screwy stuff, and Hairpig came out on the losing end of it.
Quick reminder, guys, that in a number of hours' time, well, a good few hours' time, is the start of the US Open. And I believe matches in the UK are at like 3 in the afternoon. So they'll be starting fairly early at the venue. Harrah's, isn't it? I think it's Harrah's it's called.
It's in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Early morning matches suck.
Yeah, it's going to be like, I don't know, I mean, if it's 3 in the afternoon here, then that's like 10 in the morning over there.
There should be a law that pool players don't have to play a match until at least 1 p.m.
Are you just biased in that, Steve, because you're not an early morning player?
Nobody is a pool player in early morning. Pool players don't get up early; they stay up late.
Yeah, they're up to they're up to the next day. The matches, the first 4 days are free, and they will be on YouTube and also on Facebook. And
well, that's another dry break. These guys are doing horrible on the break. They've each broke 3 times, and they've only made a ball once each time.
Well, it's 5-0 to Interchangex. He won't be caring.
What happened? Did he call the ball and kick it in?
No, he potted it. It's just a straight pot.
Okay, he had a shot on it. I thought he was hooked.
What's the name of the YouTube channel? No, you just need to. All you need to do is
if you just go on YouTube and
just type in US Open 9-ball. You'll find it, no problem. You won't struggle to find it.
He came up short there, which was kind of a, that's the short side. You had all this room to roll out. He really underhit that because he could have rolled 3 or 4 feet more and still been okay.
I'll tell you what to do though. If you want a guaranteed way of finding it, if you go onto YouTube and it's all the one word, if you type in Matchroom Pool, MATCHROOM, and then Pool, it'll take you to the channel because that's where it is on YouTube. So I'll be sitting all afternoon tomorrow watching that.
Let's see, is Hairpig going to shoot this or play safe? I'd be tempted to shoot this. Hit this with a lot of draw, kind of pull it up past the side pocket, and the draw will kill it too. He is not hitting it with draw. He's hitting it with top. Oh, he's able to hit the 6-ball. Oh, it's because he missed the 3, that's why.
Now, see, the thing as well is, Steve, see when you're 5-0 down, I think, 5-0 down in a race to 13, I'd still be thinking, right, well, I'm just looking to find my way into this match. But then again, other players might be thinking and become too negative. Try to protect themselves from further damage by, not being aggressive when they really should be. It's a sort of dodgy situation to be in. You
never know. You never know what's going to happen. You just got to keep playing hard and hope that things turn around. I mean, you could get some luck going your way.
Yeah.
And you need that because, alternate break and stuff against a good player, but there's nothing that says that he can't break dry 2 or 3 times in a row and you can't break and run out 2 or 3 times in a row. And all of a sudden it's another story.
Yeah. Well, I just hope that,
oh boy.
I mean,
nothing is going well for Hairpig right now.
Yeah. You know that, and that's the point. The point is though that he's 5-0 down, and now he's making fairly straightforward errors that you cannot be doing that now in this position, and so he's fallen into that trap where he's making these glaring mistakes like that one, and he's gifting an opportunity for Interchangex just to pick him off again. And this is the thing, you need to then shut everything like that down and sit. In fact, to me, when you're 5-0 down, you should be more relaxed than anything else.
Well, what he needs to do is ask his opponent, for a psychiatric treatment right now in the middle of the match.
He's in the right match for that. Yeah, Interchangex could take him aside and rifle through what's going on in his head.
But, I like back cutting his 5-ball. I don't think he's going to do that.
Now, when I say playing more relaxed, what I'm not saying is lashing out and doing stupid stuff.
Watch out. Oh, he tried to... I didn't think that ball went in that corner. Wow.
Well, here we go. There's the opportunity there. Now, is Hairpig going to just settle down and look at the table and say, well, this isn't a problem. I should get the job done here.
Oh, God.
And this is... I don't think you could believe what's going on here.
He's going to need the suicide hotline the way this is going.
Yeah.
So Brain Fell Out says Barker's is roughing some matches for the Scottish Open qualifiers. That's kind of cool.
Where's that? What have I missed?
It's in the chat.
Putting too much pressure. A little session. Oh, I've missed it. I've missed the chat. It's going up.
I can see it on Twitch. Yeah, you can't see it on the screen.
Yeah, because it's all...
Twitch has got more feed. Well, I mean, this is just,
Well, Hairpig's doing exactly what I said he shouldn't be doing. He's too...
He didn't get there. He's going to have to shoot a little masse shot here.
Well, this is... when you think about it, that's a pretty poor shot from Interchangex to end up there.
This off the rail. This is not an easy shot at this angle with the ball that far off. Yeah.
Well, see, this is
the whole ball.
And unfortunately, this isn't good in my opinion, because Hairpig's now sat for 5 racks waiting in a gift to get off the mark, and that's what he can't be doing. And he's he's throwing away those opportunities.
That's the kind of mistake we've seen Interchangex make more than once, where on that 8-ball, all he had to do is run the cue ball the whole way down the table to the end rail, and he comes up short there. He had 6 more feet of room.
Yeah, take anything like that right out of the equation, get to the short rail, and you have no problem. So there we go. There's the gift that Hairpig's been waiting on. Unfortunately, he's 5-1 down. Now, of course, he could have done with getting a break as well, but he isn't.
Yeah, there's a ball down, and
6 ball.
Let's see, it looks like there's going to be a shot.
A combo.
A shot, so
dead set combo, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little on the thin side, but he's got the 5-ball to help him.
I think
gonna have to hit this with a little bit of speed though to get the ball to the pocket. And I think what you want to do here is hit this with maybe just a teeny bit of right English and make the cue ball go straight up and down the table. Now he's going with left English. Maybe he's going to try to run into the 8-ball. I don't think he can get the 8-ball enough though. Yeah, I think he played that the wrong way.
Now what do you do?
Well, he's going to have to play safe. He doesn't have a shot here. This is kind of a tough situation. This is a tough safety.
He's got to watch he doesn't catch that 5.
Well, he's going to catch the 5. That's the safety, is to run into the 3 and 5. I mean, you have to just take a piece of that 1 ball and run into the 5.
Well, he's hitting this 1 ball thick. He's aiming thick on this one.
You got to be careful here. Yeah, you know.
I mean,
it wasn't a bad attempt. I mean, that was.
Well, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what he tried there, Steve, because I thought he was going really thin in the 1 ball to try and get away from it. but then he's hitting it thick. So was he trying
Well,
to? I mean, what was he trying to do?
Vic was okay. He just didn't get the one ball to go up table. I mean, that's what he needed. I mean, in worst case, you wanted to send a one ball to the other end of the table. And, you know, what he ended up with was basically a sellout. I mean,
Well,
that was a tricky situation.
well, bedheads like me, bedheads thinking, you know, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, well, if I can catch an edge of that one ball, I'm getting away from it.
Yeah. Well,
But,
see, here's another thought, okay? And players don't think this way, but what about kicking off the long rail at it? Because what ends up happening then is you change the angle you come at the one, and you can hit the ball and make the cue ball just go right over and sit on top of the 5. You know what I'm saying? Go to the long rail first. Play a kick shot there. Sometimes it's easy to get in that mode where you get one-dimensional thought, like I'm going directly to the ball because I can see most of it. But in that case, it probably wasn't, you know, as good as kicking at it. I mean, I wasn't saying kick at it.
hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
Yep, there we go again. He's had a lot of speed problems.
Hairpig's going to maybe get another go here. And this is really obviously the only way Hairpig's going to get into this. He needs this assistance. But above all, when he gets this opportunity, if he does, he must put it away. And he's not going to have anything easy.
Well, really, all the mistakes Interchangex is making execution-wise is just speed.
It's speed control, yeah.
Yeah, he's moved the cue ball on good lines. He's just had speed issues.
Well,
which I can understand.
Yeah, the bad news for Hairpig is that Interchangex might settle down and find that pace a lot better, and suddenly then the match is dead and gone.
Yeah, I think Interchangex needs to play a little freer. I think he was doing that earlier in the match. Or, you know, maybe he is and it's just not going as well for him.
Well, I think this is all or nothing, is it, for the cut? Needs a lucky roll.
I mean, the thing is as a player, you've kind of got to know your game and know what's going on. And, you know, I mean, Interchangex should actually know better than us why he's, you know, making some of these speed mistakes.
Well, this is a big shot, because look at where he is. I mean, this is pretty nice straight on. And, well, is he going to try and force this forward?
What's the problem? With the stroke of God, you just suck it back. You just hope you don't go in the corner pocket. That's the big danger, scratching.
Yeah, he's fine. That'll do it. And now he has to make his choice. It's up to the right-hand side pocket and not scratch.
No, you just go forward right past the 10 ball. You don't go with inside. You just go like that. Yep, just like that.
He's on the line.
Because that was just a natural shot, a little bit of top and let it go forward. And this is pretty natural too, just a little bit of right English to get to the long rail. Oh, maybe Hairpig's going to settle down. He's just made, I don't know, 4 balls in a row or something, which is like the record for him this match.
Well, maybe all his bad stuff is done and gone. Maybe he's got that out of his system. We'll find that out now with his break.
Boy, he is not having much luck with the break.
No, and the one is on, but the two. Well, if he can get where he is with the cue ball now, the 2's going in off the 9, isn't it? I mean, you bump it to the long rail, kick it in off the 9. I think that's what he's going to be doing. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got to just aim for the point. No, he's ducking. Well, I'm surprised he didn't have a go there. Not that it was going to be an easy table to run out, but I think I would have went for the pot. Now, the reason I'm saying that is that if you potted that 2 and you pot the 3 and the 4 and you make sure you get yourself good on that 5.
This is a pretty easy 2-rail kick. I'm not sure why he's taking so much time.
Yeah, he could have maybe had an angle on the 5 to try and disturb stuff. That's...
Oh, he caught the titty.
Yeah, that's not
he
the line.
The titty.
Well, now Interchangex has a choice here. He's trying to hold it onto the 10, I think, and just bank this across the table.
Yeah, this is a little touchy at this angle.
Well,
I'll get it perfect.
That is well and truly dead, I think.
Yeah, it's not dead. I mean, it's...
Well, it's dead enough for me. I wouldn't be able to get to that. I think he's tight on the 10.
I think it's hittable, but it's... You know, it's going to have to be jack up and masse it a little and a lot of spin.
The angle's there. The angle's there. I don't know whether it needs a bit of right.
Oh, yeah, maybe he doesn't have to masse it. Yep, there he goes.
Oh, that'll do for a result. That's just unlucky it's come out behind the 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not safe. This is a pretty easy shot. A little bit of right English and straight up and down the table. And he's just going to hit it easy. So this isn't guaranteed out. I mean, he's still got to figure out what to do with that 6 ball.
Well, I still think he can. I still think he can punch that 6 ball to the point and hit the 9 and go in. Not from there though.
Boy,
well, he's on
I
the
don't
4.
know about that.
He's on the 4, isn't he?
That's it's doable, I think, but that's a hard shot. That's hard. You got to hit the 9 almost perfect for that to happen.
I think you can just looking at where the 9 is. I think if you bump that into the point and hit the right side of the 9, you've got to fall in the pocket. So you've got to watch the pace.
Yeah, but the ball when it hits wants to go forward. You got to hit that almost perfect. I don't like that shot. I'd shoot the billiard shot off the 6 into the 9 before I shot that, and that billiard's no gimme billiard, but what's he gonna do here? Well, now he's in no man's land.
I don't know what this. I think he's maybe still looking at what my shot is. No, he's not. He's just hiding again. No,
your shot was a crazy shot here.
Well, mine was crazy.
Well, here we go again. 2-rail kick.
This is dead set anyway, isn't it? Pretty much.
He can 1-rail kick this. He's at a better angle for it because the 2-railer is going to want to go wide. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a good play there.
You ain't getting it.
Oh, boy. That's frustrating. Well, this is the right way to play this. I like going behind the 10 and bumping the 10 out. Get that 10 out of there. Hit this 6 thin with a little left English and go behind the 10. Well, he didn't do that. But I guess he's probably going to end up playing a 7-10 combo. This could be a little tricky to get on, though. So this is a cool shot here. You jack up, you hit this 6 with draw and left English and kind of curve it back around for the 7-10. What do you think of that?
Well,
he tried it, but he didn't jack up enough. You jack up more, you can get that ball to curve all the way, almost back around to the end rail. This shot is not a trivial combo because you've got to cut this 7 ball really thin.
Yeah, he's got
he's got to hit this hard to even get the 10 ball to the hole.
Yeah, you got to chip that onto that 10.
He's going to need to smoke this because that's got to be cut really thin. You just got to get the cue ball going straight up and down the table, which I think with no English it should at this angle. Yeah, see, that's the normal on that is not hitting the 7 ball thin enough.
Well,
he needed to heat that way thinner. That wasn't even close.
This is a good bank, this 7 ball. It's off the rail, so nice pace. Now the cue's disappeared. I think Hairpig's gone for a break here. I think the connection's sort of breaking down on him again here. Yeah.
Well, you can also put him on the 8-ball, although at this angle it's a little tricky. You got to hit it with inside English and kind of kill it and let it float up there. And if you don't get it, you're gonna leave a shot on the 7.
That's what he's trying. He's got a little bit of left on it, trying to kill the cue ball into the 8.
This is a tricky shot.
No. He's trying to thin edge it. Did he get it?
No, I don't think he hit it.
No.
The VP4 referee will know.
That's a disaster.
Yeah. If I wasn't going to try to put him on the 8-ball, I'm not sure what I would have tried to do there.
Well, I would have went for the bank. I think
if I was going to thin it, I wouldn't hit it with left English. I'll tell you something, and this is counterintuitive, but if you want to thin that ball, hitting it with outside English, like right English there, and letting the cue ball curve is actually the way to do it. And I had a friend that was a pretty good player, a really solid A player. And somebody asked, how do you shoot this shot? And I said, you shoot it like this. And he's like, oh, no, you don't. I'm like, yeah, you do. I go, let's shoot it some. And so I shot it, he shot it, and he quickly found out that he was wrong and I was right. It's counterintuitive. You don't think when you're curving the ball away from the object ball that you're going to be able to even hit it. But it's actually the simplest way to hit that and hit it really thin.
Well, that was a good break. A couple of balls. The 3 and 4 have gone. Plus, there's a shot in the 1. 2's on into the side. Coming back for the 5. Now
These guys have really their break has been, neither one of them has been any good.
Well, that was the best one of the match right there.
Yeah, but that's only the second rack he's made a ball on.
Yeah.
He's broken 5 times and only 2. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just not. It's not where you want to be.
Well, this is a big swing here for Hairpig because had he took the bank on, which I think he should have.
Yeah,
he's lost that. Oh dear, commentator's curse here.
No, he's just, he's playing like he's unsure now. He's taking more time and he's just, this is what ends up happening is the left brain starts getting involved in playing.
Yeah, he's going to beat himself.
And all of a sudden, the game gets hard and he starts out, he's just, the right brain's playing and it's a easy game. And you get the left brain involved and all of a sudden it's a tough game.
That 7 ball in the last rack, Slim's convinced it was a bug that he actually hit it. You're going to argue with the VP4 referee? Imagine send that into support, Slim. See how far you get with that one. Is he dead straight in this?
He's fine.
Oh, no, he's fine.
He got a lot of options
He's fine. He's got a little angle. That's fine. Just a little soft drop through or a stun or a draw, whatever he wants to do to go on it. Well, this is a bonus because there's no way that Hairpig thought he was going to see this out.
Yeah.
And as you said, Steve, I mean, Interchangex is I think he's in a bit of a turmoil at the moment. Even though he's got a lead.
Well, this is good for him though, because when you go through this kind of stuff, this is how you learn, how to not do this kind of stuff. I mean, you learn through pain. I mean, it's unfortunate but true.
Look at this.
Pain is the best teacher.
I mean, a good enough break, but no shot in the 1.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good break, and he just came up with nothing. So let's see if he's going to push out, or this is one you could push out to. You push out to a combo on the 5 ball.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's probably a lot of places to play safe from.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean,
this isn't bad. I mean, the thing is
He
if the
might be put
safety's
back
not
in.
that hard here, you take the one and straight into the end rail and hit the cue ball with left English and try to bring the cue ball
Over by the
over
2.
by the 2 ball.
Yeah.
And you know, you've got the 10 and 3 as blockers. I mean, it's a reasonable shot. It's not a great shot. I mean, he passed it back. I mean, I'd shoot that safety before I shot the 5 ball. But you got to load it up with left-hand English. And there's a good chance you won't get safe on that either.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure about that.
He was playing some sort of safe and did not pull it off.
Yeah, that was.
But it wasn't a bad push out. I mean, but you know, that's the kind of that's what you want to push out to, is something tough. But the shot after the push out wasn't so wonderful.
I've got no idea what Hairpig was thinking there. You know, trying to work out what a player's thinking of doing, and then you watch what he plays, and then you think, well, where was this going to end up?
Well, he might have been thinking, boy, you know, I pushed out to this and I got it back and I don't like it. He might have been thinking that.
Well,
I've done that a lot of times. You know, you're like, I'm pushing out to something tough, and you push out to something and get it back, and you look at it and you go, man, why'd I push out to this? This is tough.
Well, I suppose the only real thing that can go wrong here is from the 6 to the 7. But you need to play it really badly to be.
That's not likely. I mean, that's pretty simple. You're gonna leave yourself a cut back on the 6, and it's natural coming right back up. Yeah, he got a little high on it, but it's still fine. This is a stun and bring it up the table. Done with little English, let it come up the table. And he got the way where you don't want to straight in, but he can just stop it and then shoot the 10 ball. Or he may just roll this and shoot the 10 ball. Yeah.
And it was, again, from a really poor effort by Hairpig.
Well, this is a kind of shot that's missable, because the geometry of this shot is that you have to be pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Like that.
Clean.
Oh yeah, safety. You're right, Bedhead. You can look like just a complete dummy on safeties if you hit them wrong.
Yeah, Bedhead's talking from experience here.
But you know, I'll tell you, the key is try to play safeties where you're killing the ball or running into other balls. Don't play a safety where you're relying on ball speed to get the hook behind the ball, and if you don't roll it right, you're like giving up a shot. Those are the safeties you don't want to play if you can avoid them, because it's hard to get the ball speed right. Well, let's see, who broke this rack? Was it Hairpig?
It was Interchangex.
Did he make a ball?
No, because they're all still on the table.
Okay.
Well, that's a superb shot.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
Superb. How about
Let's
that?
see what angle he's got on this. So this one, you probably have to come back on it. Little draw shot, because going forward's a little tricky here. I would actually draw this back. He's going to go forward, and he hit it good. I mean, forward's usually better. I like the way he played that. That was, he does stuff like a good player. That's why I think he's got a lot of potential in this game.
No, he's got to be careful.
He was confident enough with going forward there with a little inside English to check it, and he got the speed right.
Got to be careful here. It needs to bounce. That'll do it.
Well, when he's in the right frame of mind, he plays like he makes it look easy. I think he's just got to stay away from thinking so much because when he's got the flow going, he just makes everything look easy. His speed's good, his line's good. You know, he's got the potential to be a contender in this thing.
Yeah,
He's just got to play
sometimes.
better matches than this. I mean, this hasn't really been a very good match for him.
You know, you've got to do everything to try and find your way into it. Loosen up a bit. You know, don't overthink things. Let autopilot take control.
Well, Bedhead plays the winner of this. Well, Bedhead, you're going to be playing Interchangex probably, and
Yeah.
you're probably seeing his worst game right now.
So 8-3.
He's been in kind of Jekyll Hyde mode this match. That rack was Jekyll.
Now, I think there was a ball there.
Did he make the ball?
Yep,
Yep,
two
he
ball
made the
has
two
gone.
ball. Okay.
Shot in the one. Did you want to take that one on, or does he try and duck behind the 6 and 8? Excuse me.
Well, the problem taking this on is how you're going to get on the 3 ball.
Well,
you can run into the 6 and 8, but you know you're taking a chance.
Oh, he's bumped
and he
him.
didn't get away with it. I mean, he'll have to play safe here. That was a little tricky coming up with a shot on that 3 ball. He's lucky he didn't hook him, so I think he's going to roll up on the 5 ball here. He's not sure what he's doing. I mean, he can cut this 3 ball on the side, but that's tricky because, you know, you try to kill the cue ball, you're probably going to hit the tit on the side pocket.
Well, he's looking at the cut, I think.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to get past the side pocket and just roll it. Yeah, that was a tricky shot because of the side pocket. Making the ball was, you know, not trivial, but it was doable. But the side pocket was a big problem. And, you know, he plays that shot perfect, you know, a little inside kill. He's got a perfect angle. He's going to come back and get pretty straight on this 5 so he can get on the rail for the 6. He came up a little short. I think he's fine though. Just dink this one. He may come out for it. Nope, he's going to dink it.
Well, if this match goes the way that it's looking like going, it's become a good example today. Bearing in mind the match earlier on with Cobra and who the hell was it? Who was Cobra playing earlier on? Machine. It's a perfect example in how that match turned out, and also how this match is maybe turning out. That you've got 2 players, Machine and Hairpig, who you could say are on the fringe of becoming really pretty good players. You know, if they stepped up the game to that little bit higher level, because they're looking like both falling well short. They've had good results in the tournament up until now, but now they're up against players like Cobra today. I mean, Cobra wasn't making that many mistakes, and the problem is the mistakes were coming at the other end. And this match is not taking an identical pattern, but it's similar in the fact that the 2 players are very solid players. They would always be successful over quite a few players in VP4, but now we're at this point in the tournament. They've been asked a question and they haven't been able to find the answer.
Well, I think Machine's a little bit further ahead than Hairpig, mainly because Hairpig's still having a lot of execution problems. Watching him play VP is like watching myself play.
Well,
Just
this is
having trouble potting balls, and well, there's another dry one.
It's dry, and I'm looking for the problems. The problems Let's have a look at this 5 ball. Well, that 5 ball can be cheated in, no problem. If you were straight on it, it can be
Yeah,
cheated
and the
in. But
6 is in a good spot. He's fine. He should be able to run out this wreck. He needs to get good on this 3 because getting on the 4 is the hardest part of this wreck. And
well,
that's pretty good. The only problem is he's probably going to run into the 8 ball. Let's see, maybe he can get to the. Maybe he can get by it. It's tight.
I think he
Oh
looked
yeah,
okay.
he got by it no problem with that super stroke of VP.
Well, here's the problem. He has to get really good on this 5 to make it more comfortable to shoot the 5.
Well, that's easy. This is like automatic. You just get a little up on the cue ball, a little bit of top, and just hit it, and you're going to be perfect on this 5 ball. I mean, this is you can't write a better script than this.
That's
and
not
it. You didn't want to hit that ball. He's still probably okay because he can just roll this. It's a big pocket when you roll it.
Well, he's not.
Well, you need to. Wow, he played safe.
He's not taking it on.
Well, unfortunately, that's not a very good safety. He's probably going to get locked up here.
He could regret that.
Hitting this shot you want to hit with draw and a little bit of left English, and you want to hit it pretty hard, and you want to hit that 5 ball dead on.
And that way you kill it.
And just stop the cue ball behind the 9. Now, you know, the 5 was going to have to go hit some of those other balls to go up table, but there's a good chance it would. The main thing is just sticking the cue ball, and he didn't play that shot.
Well, he's got to go all out for the cut now.
He's got to make something happen at 9-3. I mean, it's not looking good for Hairpig. It's looking like Hairpig's going to get a haircut.
So his strategy there worked out for him.
Yeah, it did. It did. I'm not. I think
it wasn't convincing, considering that he wasn't brave enough to take on the 5 ball there. He decided to duck.
Yeah, I think Interchangex tried to kick that ball in, and that was a tough angle to kick that ball in. You know, there's certain angles where that one rail kick is tough, and a lot of it has to do with how far the cue ball is from the pocket. I remember I'm playing Efren in a tournament, and it's tied up. I think we both needed 2 games, and I hit this unbelievable kick shot with the ball about 6 inches off the rail, a 2-rail kick, and make it, and the cue ball's coming right down the table, going to get perfect on the next ball, and it tickies a ball, and it goes right in the corner pocket, and I lose the match. One of the better kick shots I've ever made, maybe the best kick shot I've ever made, given the situation, and I get a little ticky and scratch.
So,
well, Hairpig's going to take a break.
5 rack gap. And we will have a little interlude. So remember, if you haven't voted, the votes are up there on my community tab on YouTube. You can place your vote for the next VP4 World Championship. What's the choices again? I think I put Bankpool just to keep Steve happy. There's actually a vote for Bankpool, I think. Might be more than one now. I also put Cowboy in the 10-footer, which is struggling. 9 ball, which is comfortably in the lead at the moment. And 8 ball world rules on the bar table. It's got a vote or 2 as well. And don't forget, if you haven't voted, there's also the vote for the VP4 camera option as well. It's there.
Bedhead, I actually have to agree with that. If I didn't practice up some on this VP, I don't think I got any chance. I think if I practice up, I do.
So, Hairpig is back, and off we go.
Oh, boy,
well, that eight might. Oh, I thought it was going to get pushed in by the 7, but again, it's dry.
It's another dry break for Hairpig.
I think we just have to accept that no matter what you do with this rack, Steve, but the guys.
We had somebody at 67%. Cobra was at 67%.
Hang on, wrong button. Wrong button.
That's pretty good, 67% on the break.
I'm trying to hit
for
that
10
one.
Ball.
Yeah, that's true. But he's probably, as I said, I think that was his best stats today.
Well, I think his opponent was 56, which wasn't terrible. I mean, yeah, 10 ball's a lot harder to make a break on than 9 ball.
So,
what's he going to do here? Is he going to shoot at this? I think he's going to play safe. I can't imagine.
Oh, this is horrible. He could cross bank it, but he hasn't called anything.
Oh, well, he shot at it. I guess he didn't like the safety. The safety was tricky. Being jacked up over that ball, it makes it hard to put English on it. Well,
he's on the 2. On the 2, no problem. On the 3, no problem. And
we'll see. I mean,
if he gets straight in this 3, though, he can drop through for the 4 on the short side.
He's just got to relax and play, and I think he's okay. He's going to roll forward and.
He's going to try and bump the 10. Yeah. No, he is going to try and get in the short side. He's fine.
Yeah, I think he can get there. He can just roll this, and he's okay. Yeah, that's well done getting on the 3. Yeah, now this is a little tricky because it's going to hit the 9 ball, so you got to plan on that. You got to plan on it getting the 9, and the question is how much of the 9 is it going to get? And that a lot depends on the speed, and you can use some English to maybe thin out the cut a little, or it isn't going to hit the 9. Wow, I thought he had to hit the 9 there. That was a good shot.
So the next obvious thing is it's going to be a combo on the 7-8, I would assume.
Yeah, he's I was going to say he's out, but
no, you actually cursed him there, Steve. You were thinking about it.
Thought of it.
Yeah, the thought of it did it.
Wow.
But look at the roll he's got. I mean, it's still a cut.
Man, he's got to get rid of those kind of shots because you can't beat guys like Cobra and Albin doing that. They're not going to do that. I mean, they might do that once in the match.
Yeah, but they ain't going to do it with the frequency that you need to try and beat them.
Yeah,
you've got to create your own win. Now here we are.
Just like that in real life, really, you can't be missing too many balls on the open table.
Well, there's no room for those kind of players left in this tournament, which Popman needs to be thinking about.
This shot's a little tricky. See?
It's tricky, okay.
That was a tricky shot. You had to kind of hit a drag kill shot and just, get the cue ball to just stop. You couldn't hit the 7 very hard. I mean, the other option there is to hit it hard and try to make the 7 ball run over into the 9 ball. And he went on the in-between, which was no good.
Now, if he tries to cut this and he goes right on the rail, the 9 won't go in. No, he's just ducking away.
Well, that was interesting.
And that's a good shot.
Cue ball hit the 7 on the way in and on the way out.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
I think you can kick this one in now. I think with a lot of right English, you can kick this in. I'd certainly try it, and I'll tell you why. Because if you miss it, you're going to be pretty safe. Well, he's going the other way. This shot's a little harder, I think. It's as far as getting safe, anyways. Not as far as making the ball. Yeah, I would have kicked that one rail with a lot of right English, and because if you miss it, the ball hits the long rail, comes back. You try to play to the speed, it's going to come back about the center of the short rail.
Well, this is a good angle, so it's all about the pace again.
This well, it should be easy to get the pace. You get the rail to run into.
Oh dear.
First, you got to make the ball.
Oh dear.
Well, let's see how he chooses to play this. I like coming straight down the table because you can scratch in the corner pocket trying to go around. He's putting English on it, or he's looking like he's gonna. I would just hit the edge of this ball and come straight down the table. That's what he's gonna do now, because this is a safe shot. You can't scratch. Well,
he
hit way too much of the
could
ball, and
bounce
he
up
hit it
and
way too hard.
almost hook
And
himself, but he's fine.
he got away with it. Yeah, I don't know if he was playing that line, but that's not the line most players would play. But he's all good now.
He's coming back.
Yeah, that's true, Bedhead. I'm going to actually put a little more friction on the rails after this World Championship. Because they are a little on the slick side right now.
Double figures.
All right, so Interchangex breaks, and it's another dry one.
What was the score in the match earlier on? Was it 13-5 to Cobra? Or 13-6? Anybody remember? This might be heading the same direction.
Shoot, I don't know.
I think it was 13-5 it was. Yeah, I think this could end up very similar. Well, it's pretty close.
That was a difficult save he just tried to play. Let's see if Interchangex takes the bank on. The 2 ball doesn't go by past 8, so the shot I thought until I found out it didn't go by was just draw the cue ball back, because then you just shoot the 2 up in the corner, but he can't do that. I'm not sure I'd even shoot at this 1 ball because
now why is this taking so long?
I don't know. But I don't like this. No, he's going to have to play safe here, although he's got a great safety. That may have been his plan all along.
Now, has he got a rail? Oh.
Yeah, he got the rail. It's easy to get the rail with the cue ball there. No, that was a good shot, and this is pretty much a lock-up safe. I mean, it could have rolled right up on the 8 ball, but still, this is tough. Hairpig's going to have to jack up and hit a little bit of a mass A off the end rail. That's the shot here, is hit it just past the 6 ball with left English.
Left English, yeah, to straighten it.
But you got to jack up a little to get it to bite. I mean, you can turn it right back into the 8 if you do it too much. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. That was a mystery shot.
With a little study, you'll go a long ways. Now, we should start now.
Well,
Interchangex is going to get away with playing like this against Hairpig, but he's not going to get away with this against Bedhead. He's going to have to bring more.
Yeah.
And this is just not good enough. I mean, he's shown some real flashes, but he has not been able to keep it together consistently.
Yeah, this is exactly, what I was talking about when you get deeper into these tournaments, whether it be the one loss side or the winner side, but particularly the one loss side, because there's a lot of traps in the one loss side, and you're going to get found out sooner or later. And Interchangex looks comfortable here in terms of the result, but not comfortable in the terms of what he's really been producing. And
yeah, he's not going to be happy about how he played after this match. I mean,
well, if you have a bad match to one loss side and you're still in the tournament, who cares? That's all he needs to think about there, because next day is different. Anything can happen. So he's got to still think positive. Where's the cue ball going?
Well, that was close.
Sometimes there's just as good a feeling to have played crap, or what you term as crap, and still survive and get through. You know, you live to fight another day. That's what it's about. But well, Hairpig's had his worst game of the tournament, and he's going to pay the ultimate price.
Forward or backwards here. If he's going backwards, he's going to have to come off the other long rail, I think. Want to hit about the diamond out, just like that. Good shot. Yeah, this guy's got the game to, you know, compete. He's just going to have to figure out how to not make so many mistakes.
And that's the beauty about sports like this, or games like this, where it's one-on-one. You know, you're there's nobody to blame. There's nobody who's the fall guy for you. You're playing solo, so you can't hide in a corner. It's all down to what you do or what you didn't do.
It's another dry break.
Yeah, they're mounting up. So, Interchangex.
Let's see if he's going to play this 3 in the side pocket.
Yeah, this is where. Well, he didn't want that.
No, he did not want that. So, you can shoot a crazy shot if you want here. Bank it with a ton of right English and spin back around the corner down the table, but I don't think any of these guys are crazy enough to shoot that shot. I might take a whack at it though. The trick is keep him from scratching in the corner. Though.
Well, you're talking about a big slam to bank that ball and hit the short rail first, and then go long rail and around and down for the 4.
Yeah, well, you got to hit it with a lot of English is what you have to do.
Yeah.
When you hit that shot with inside English, it's a little tricky getting the line to the end rail. You know, the ball's going to curve, and you know, if you snatch it back, then you don't get around the corner. And if you don't snatch it just a little, you end up scratching.
Well, this is an easy enough hit, I think. I think it's an easy enough hit. I'm saying that now that I'm looking at the 3.
It doesn't look that easy. I'm looking down at where he is at the end of the table. It does not look very easy to hit this.
I just double checked to see how far that 3 was off the rail. It's a bit closer than I thought. But he's got it.
Yeah, wasn't that hard. It was better than I thought it was. All right, Hairpig, let's see what you can do here. This kind of shitty, right? Really, I mean, I'm not sure I don't want to shoot at this ball.
That's well played.
Yeah, he's able to drop past the 8. That's perfect. That was very well played. Yeah, well, it's easier to do stuff with a cue ball when you're close to the object ball. That's for sure. Well, Hairpig looks like he's going to get another game here.
I wouldn't say that yet until the 7 ball goes in.
Well, I mean,
he's got to get on it.
Yeah, he just as long as he avoids a speed mistake. I mean, I think he'll get the line on this pretty good. Yeah.
Well, you've done it again, Steve.
I mean, that shot. I'm not sure I would have shot it the way that he did, but that shot was a little tricky speed-wise. You know, I mean, you couldn't afford to hit it down here. And he's officially in screw it mode. I'm shooting.
Well, he
I
didn't
like it.
He didn't want that 8-ball to go in, and that saved his bacon there, right
I
there.
like it. That's when you know he's just kind of pissed off and disgusted when he starts firing those shots in. Yeah, that's a I've had it. I'm firing away.
Yeah, you
All
get
right.
you get to that point where you say, well, you know, I'm just going to let loose. But I think he should have let loose a bit earlier in the match. It might have helped him.
It may have. I mean, I've done some bizarre things in matches when I've been struggling. You know, I've been in matches where I was playing for a lot of money where I was struggling so bad I just started freewheeling. I just started getting up and playing as fast as I could, and just because
Yeah, we
I try
spoke
to
about that
change
before.
anything.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you have to be thinking in your feet. You know, you don't slog away doing the same thing, same thing, same thing. You have to do something, and it might seem crazy at the time, but you do anything to try and get yourself into the game or get you motivated, get you running, getting you hungry. You know, and then
Sure.
when you're loosening up. I mean, when you're at this point, there's no point in looking for great safeties all the time. If the chances are you've got to just go for it, then to hell with you. You know, you might as well. You're accepting the fact you're pretty much beat anyway.
Most
So
of the time when people are struggling, there are good players. It's mental, and it's like you got to do whatever you can to get the switch into on position.
yeah, I remember. I mean, I remember when I was playing in that. I don't know whether I've told this story before, but I've talked about it often enough. When I was playing in the Virtual World Snooker Championship, I got so negative early on in one of my early matches, and I try to remember who I was playing, and I ended up going behind, and I was getting so angry with myself, and I said to myself, I said, look, I've got to first of all get back into the match, and I just decided I'm going for the pots. Won that match, and I was the same approach for the rest of the tournament, and beat one of the big favourites, beat Larry. Who else did I beat? And then I bumped into that bloody Swede in the final. I'm not
Boy,
gonna I'm not gonna
that
name
wasn't
him.
good there.
Yeah, that's bad.
He could have, if he didn't like that, he could have played the ticky billiard, and because the one ball was going to sit right there, and then he could have shot the 1-6 combo. I mean, it was a little tricky getting past that 5 ball and getting on the 2.
No offence to Bedhead, but and this isn't being racist, but I hate Swedes. Especially Swedes called Albinario. I hate them.
Well, you can't in this country. You can't be racist unless you're talking about somebody that's black or Mexican.
Yeah.
Well, Asian now too, but I mean, you can say whatever you want about white people, and you're not racist. At least here.
Well, that'll do as a result. Well, you've got to duck and dive down to the 3 and 2 here, Hairpig. I mean, it's
Yeah,
asking for it.
it's definitely what you want to do, and he's going for it. And yeah,
It's worked in a way, but it's not difficult to hit.
well, but that's not bad. I mean, that kind of shot's a little tricky, especially because to really get it back there, it was a little tricky, but
Yeah,
there were so many
you're always
blockers.
worried about the scratch as well, because when you're heading that direction, that's always a danger.
Well,
Bedhead
this is gonna
said.
be good, maybe.
Bedhead
Nope,
said
no good.
it's fine. He's fine with my comment. He says I hate Albin sometimes too. Yeah,
When you're playing him.
having bumped into him once or twice in these big tournaments, yeah, you've developed that hatred. I know how you feel.
I don't think you can do it the way the rails are now, but in real life, I could run into this 2-ball pretty easy. We're gonna put a little bit more friction back into the rails. I took too much out on the last change.
Now
They had too much in it, and I
you
overcompensated.
what you need to do, Steve, is for us mere mortals, i.e. numpties, and the guys watching in the stream, no offence, but you want to explain to the guys what the friction is going to do once this tweak to the rails is implemented. What's that going to do when you're putting English in the ball? Explain that.
Well, the ball's just going to grab on the rails a little more. It's also, when you go multiple rails, it's going to open up a little easier.
Yeah.
It's going to change some of the lines a little bit. It's just, this is playing a little bit too much like new felt. So, what ends up happening is the table's essentially playing really long right now. And I think we'd be better served to make it play a little bit more like what you normally see in a pool room.
Yes, Paul. I was good enough to get to a final, but that was my tactical genius that got to me that final. Because I wasn't the heaviest scorer, but what I was good at was making sure that most of the guys that I played couldn't score either, and picked them off.
And now you've gone to what you're really good at, which is running your mouth, which is
exactly.
why you do the stream.
That's perfect. Yeah, running my mouth. I'm an expert at that. I've learned the hard way. So that's a missed call, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely a missed call.
Now, Q's disappeared here. What's happening again? Oh, there we are.
Okay, missed call. Yep.
Now, why is Interchangex saying want to pass it back? Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I've missed it by looking at the chat.
Because on a missed call, you can pass it back.
Ah, right. I see what you meant now. Yeah.
He doesn't want to shoot this, which I can understand.
Well,
that wasn't that hard a billiard, but he didn't get it in the hole. Now
this two balls inside the three, so it shouldn't really be a problem.
Too bad. That's not too bad a combo. You can play the 2 off the rail into it, and then the 2 shoot the 2 in the corner by the 7. I'm kind of surprised Interchangex passed up that little billiard. So this, you just want to, you want to hit it kind of. You don't want to baby this because you got to get the 2 ball over towards the 7. You don't want to hit it real hard either. It's kind of a medium speed shot. Yeah, he babied it. That was never going to be any good.
Well, that was a bit tentative. So here we go.
Well, if he would have made the 3, maybe he's trying to get the 2 to sit there, but it wasn't gonna. I mean, yeah, that was not any good.
Right, easy 4-6 combo.
By a mile.
Don't hook yourself behind the 8.
That's again, you got to think about where the rebound is, where the middle of the ball is.
Oh,
yeah, it's a little more natural for me because I don't aim balls on edges. I aim balls using the whole ball. I use the middle of the ball.
Well, you're not talking about like a ghost ball technique. Where
No, I don't aim like that. I use the whole ball. I see the whole ball, the whole cue ball and whole object ball. So when I go to kick shots like that, I'm already using whole ball. When you start looking at edges, I think those kind of shots get tough.
So you're talking about the I'm trying to think of the word.
I connect the centers of the balls.
Right.
I use the whole 3D ball. I connect the centers of them, so I'm connecting the whole mass of the ball.
It's the line of the center of the ball going to a rail that you're talking about. If you were kicking something.
Yeah, except I don't use lines. I use the whole ball. But if you know where the center of the ball is, you can understand where it's going to come off the rail because it's the center of the ball that matters, not the edge. As soon as you start looking at edges, it becomes very difficult to play those shots. Okay, well, Hairpig broke and he got a ball in.
Well, as I said last week, Paul, when Steve put my rating up, that's the first time I think I've been 2,100 in about 4 or 5 years in VP4. Well, in 9-ball, that is. Slim's in for the Honolulu tournament. I wonder if he's going to get any takers.
Well, you're going to be like semi-pro, and you're going to pout and not play now.
Well, I'm holding off at the moment until some of these tournament matches are scheduled. Potman's took my advice. He's playing next Saturday at 3:30 in the afternoon my time, so it could well be that I put myself in instead of Tam. Tam knows that.
Yeah, well, you certainly need to get in there if you can after your team lost 9-0.
Yeah, I think. You know, they do need to know that their captain's doing his bit.
Yeah, I mean that's the worst thrashing anybody's had in the league, and you know it's hard to lose 9-0.
Yeah, well, it wasn't hard. It was easy enough for us. And I watched the results coming through.
And it wasn't because there were forfeits either.
Oh dear, where's the cue ball going?
Well, he got the rub on the 8-ball.
Yeah,
that's what happened there. He got the rub on the 8-ball, and that did it.
Well, this should be the hill. This match is 91 minutes old, and it's not got long left.
No, this is pretty much Dundee. Yeah, Interchangex plays good patterns. She's got a real good feel for the weight of the balls. You know, I mean, he's just got to learn how to get into his game more.
Well, it'll be interesting to find out. It'll be interesting to find out what how he thinks he did.
Oh, I can't imagine he thinks he played well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just, you know, he's capable of so much better than this.
So, Interchangex will be breaking for the match.
Let's put it this way. If I was in his shoes, even if, you know, this was kind of a above average match for how I normally play, I'd still be going, man, I should play a lot better than this. I did that for a long time in real life where I'm just like, you know, I know I'm a better player than this. And, you know, I'm losing to guys. And I'm like, I know I'm better than this. And, you know, I finally realized it, but it was hard for me.
Try again.
Well, yeah, we're still dry, and
we'll have a look at the match stats after this is over.
They're not going to be pretty for the break. Well, he needs to hit this with a little speed to miss the 9-ball.
Well,
he's
Paul,
jack up.
How often do I say how players should approach matches like that? You know, you're playing Bill, and you might be saying that just in jest, but you shouldn't even be thinking that. You know, what you should be thinking is, right, you know, Bill's going to be the aggressive player. He's going to go for his shots. Well, what you've got to do is make sure that any shots that you get, you put them away. And if something is 50-50 as to whether you should be going for it, know your limitations. Weigh up the pros and cons of it and make it difficult for him. Well, that's the first thing you have to do, is make it difficult for Bill. Don't gift them racks. You know, accept the fact that over the piece he should be the favourite, but don't gift it to him, and don't do numpty shots.
Yeah, don't be a giver.
Yeah.
Be a Scrooge. Don't give.
You know, frustrate him in whatever way you can.
Yeah, Bill's going to give you chances. He's not going to play perfect.
He's going to go for shots, and you're going to get opportunities. And
you got to take advantage of the opportunities you get.
Remember what I said as well. Don't make a move. Don't play a shot until you've looked at the table and know where you're going. And don't do something like that. And do that.
overhit the ball there.
Oh, that was the semi-pro. That was the semi-pro wiggle there.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Well, I think this could do it here.
Well, this is just
Let's
give
see
it a
how you're gonna
blast.
kick at this.
Give it a blast. Call the bottom.
No, you try to put the 7 ball in the middle of the end rail. You try to kick it at an angle where it's going to go into the long rail near the side pocket and come down to the end rail.
Well, he's doing what
And you
I
might
was
get
saying.
cover.
Give it a
He's
blast
doing a
and hope.
stub. Yeah, it's a stubola.
Yeah. And this is it. It's all over. Well, he's got to. No, I'll take it all back because this might be awkward. Yeah, it's a bit awkward.
Well, it's the awkward part is you can't see part of the cue ball. I don't think cueing is a problem, but you know, when you can't see part of the ball, like for me, since I use the whole ball, I got to pretend that I pretend I have X-ray vision that I can see the whole cue ball. Because I can't aim with just part of a ball, so I got to pretend the other part's really there. That's the disadvantage of using a whole ball. Other than that, I think it's the greatest way to look at them. But
what time is it you're playing, Bill, Paul? Because it's 4:30 UK time. What time is that where you are? That like 11:30 at night.
That wasn't a bad idea, but it wasn't well executed. Well, that's my golf game, Jekyll and Hyde. Usually both of them show up on any given day. I can play a lot of Ray Ray. You guys know what Ray Ray is?
No.
It's when you play like Ray Charles on the front and Ray Floyd on the back.
Right, I got you now.
That's a Ray Ray.
Some of those guys might not know who Ray Charles was, but he was a pianist.
Blues pianist.
He was a blues pianist, and he was blind. So he was like how you would describe as Stevie Wonder's dad.
Did he make a ball?
Nope.
No. Man, these guys do not have good break stats.
Well, Hairpig's making the score a little bit more respectable.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that's just because Interchangex is letting them have a lot of chances.
Now, that 4 ball does go. Now, he's got to play for the middle of the table here. I don't think he wants to be running left.
I would have run. I would have done that.
Well,
I would have played there, but I would have ran it at the 8 ball. You got the 8 ball covering the pocket. It's like, why not take advantage of that?
Now, he's got to go high on this 6 ball, isn't he? He's got to get up into the side pocket for the 6.
Well, this is tricky because you get too high and you're done. This is a very tricky shot. Like that's too high and he's done.
And now he's nailed to the rail.
Well, he's going to have to jack up on this. You can go to the end rail and spin it across. You know, that might be the best move. If you're going to try to come all the way back, you're probably going to hit the 8. Well, I think he might have been trying to spin behind it, and he got away with it.
That works.
Yeah, I think he was trying the shot I was where he spun behind it and just got a little too much draw on it.
Now, again, this is one of the most easiest shots you would think to get on the 10. So up to the left side, past the side pocket.
Just go to the side rail there. He didn't hit that very good. Not enough English on that shot, but he's okay. And
well,
a lot
of people don't know Ray Charles. I mean, do you know who that guy is, Hog? Do you know who this guy is?
With a little study, you'll go a long ways. Now, we should start now.
I would have thought more people would know who Ray Floyd is.
Yeah, you've got to be a certain age group.
He was a pretty well-known pro golfer. So Interchangex broke and he made a ball. How about that?
Yeah, 3 ball has gone. Yeah, Groucho.
Yeah, it's Ray Floyd, you know, he played back in like the 80s on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, that's only 40 years ago, Steve. I remember the 80s like they were yesterday. I mean, I sat up late on the Sunday night and watched Jack Nicklaus and couldn't believe it that he was going to win his 6th Masters. I remember that, and that was Seve that was in front at the time, wasn't it? I think it was Seve. Seve ended up getting in the water and all sorts of things. I think it was Seve.
Yeah, I think Tiger would have broken that record if he wouldn't have had so many problems. It's like a lot of males. Their penises get them in more trouble.
Oh, the piñas.
The piñas, yeah. The piñas got him in trouble. And that was the beginning of his problems.
Yeah. Oh yes, you're always a lot more beautiful looking to the ladies when you've got $60 million in the bank.
60 million.
Or
More
however,
than that.
you know, maybe at that time when that carry on started, maybe it was only 60 million.
Oh no, it was more than that. I mean, he signed
What was a Nike? What was a Nike deal?
My favorite quote was him talking about LIV going,
"Oh dear,
well,
oh dear,
these guys don't have a cut. They've got a guaranteed, payday. There's no motivation to practice." And I'm thinking, wow, that's ripe coming from a guy who signed $100 million contract before he hit a single golf ball as a pro. Nike signed him to $100 million contract before he ever hit a ball.
Yeah. Well, I think in the end we got that wrong. The idea of rattling that 6 ball was that Hairpig was playing the snooker. Oh, excellent.
Oh, look at this. Wow.
Let's watch a replay of that
That's a heck
last
of a kick shot. Well, now you play safe.
Nailed it.
Now you stick him. The biggest problem here is the 9 ball. You got to miss the 9 ball. So you got to go 1, 2, 3, 4 rails to that 10 ball. You hit the 7th in, you go to the side rail, the end rail, and behind the 10. You don't care about that 7 going by the pocket. See, that was a wrong way to play it because there's no cover.
Yep. And
he should have gone the other way. He should have gone the other way, especially with no jump cues. He had the 10 and the 8 that he could have got him on.
Yeah, I'm playing the thin cut here. I'm not playing the bank. Yeah. Needs to miss the 8. Well, that'll do. He's got a shot. It's not a great one, but he's on it.
Hairpig's making us a lot closer.
Oh, now he's in the no man's land zone.
Well, it's not a shot you should miss, but the percentage certainly went down leaving it here. Yeah, and he hit it good.
Now it's going to be 12-9. Hairpig with the break.
Breaking. He's tried some slightly different things on the break.
And
going to be dry.
Now let's have a look at this.
These guys are both equally sucky on the break.
Now, can he miss the 4 ball and skim down behind the 2 and 6?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, yes, you can. It's just very tough. I think that's probably a better choice.
Yeah.
Except for window.
The kick is on.
kick or the masse. I would probably masse this. I think there's a better chance of making it if you're comfortable with the masse. He looks like he's going to kick it.
Oh,
And he hits it pretty good.
That's
but
unlucky. Unlucky.
You got to know where it's going. Although it's pretty hard to predict off of that. Well, he's got a pretty easy kick here. This ball can be kicked in. You got to hit it with draw and a fair amount of left English, but you can kick this in the side. And you kick it at a speed where you're going to stick the cue ball there and well, I'm not quite sure what he was thinking there. It was going to be tight on the 6, but it wasn't that tight.
Well, is that Hairpig's last shot?
Well, I don't know. Interchangex has decided he's a giver. It should be Hairpig's last shot, but...
Mm-hmm. We'll see how InterchangeX's nerve is holding up here in this visit.
Yeah, well, he's perfect here. You can just roll this and get the speed right. I don't think he's going to stay above the 9 ball here, so you just got to get the speed right on this. Yep. Perfecto. And just go to the long rail and come out. Either that or you can draw this ball back, but it's a little tricky getting the speed right drawing it.
I'm worried about where the 9 ball is, Steve. And,
no, the 9 ball's not a problem.
No, not for this shot, but what I'm worried about is where's the cue ball going? What I'm worried about is the 7 down to the 8 and not going near the 9.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't have a problem with that. I mean, the tricky part was getting to the 5 to the 6 and 6 to the 7. This shot, you just got to make sure you don't put it in the corner pocket. And that's really the only thing that can go wrong here.
Let's see if my commentators and I might be called into question here, or whether it's maybe a good call. Well, let's see what he does.
You just run this on a line where it's not going near that 9 ball. Well, you just don't go behind it.
Yeah, just think of this. Now, here we go. The cue's disappeared again.
He's got choices here of what he's going to do. He can try to come straight down the table. He can go forward 2 rails. Forward 2 rails is a little tricky in getting the line where it's not going to go behind the 9 ball. I mean,
Oh, he's going inside. Well,
yeah, and that's not a bad play. I mean, he just said, I'm not going to even mess with it.
You know, make sure that you're not messing with the 9 whatsoever. Oh dear.
Well, I'll tell you what that was from. Is he's trying to get behind the 9 ball, you know, because the line he was on, it was going to be hard to get behind it. So he's trying to hit the 8 ball really thick, and he just missed it. I know that shot. You get so focused on the line you want, and, you know, your brain goes, well, you need to hit the 8 ball here to get on that line. And you do. And guess what? Here's no good. Here puts it, you know, straight into the end rail.
Well, he's going to have a chance to redeem himself. It's his break next.
Yeah, I know how to miss just like that. I've done it enough times.
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Right, breaks dry again, I think.
I think he made a ball, didn't he?
Did he? Oh, you're right. You're right. And he's on the 1. And I think, looking ahead, that there's no problem with the 9 and 10.
You know that question you asked earlier? How is Interchangex when Leaky played? I think it's slowly going like more negative.
Well,
because
he's got out of jail there because he's rattled the 1.
Well, he's going to be in jail here. This is a real easy shot. You just stop the cue ball here. You could hit this with top, or you could stun it. Boy, he hit that way too tentative.
It needed a kiss off the 8. It's got a kiss, but not enough, really. Well, he can see a bit.
You got to hit that kick harder to get the ball to stop.
I'll tell you something. If Hairpig finds his way out here, then it's a whole different ball game.
He's going to try to jump this ball.
Well, good luck with that idea.
Well, I think it's doable. It's just, not the easiest shot with the play cue.
Well, I don't think it's game on now. I think it's game on if Hairpig comes through this.
He's going to try to jump, and he did.
And he scratched.
But it didn't come out good. He got over the ball, but other than that, it was not good.
So, here we go.
He's got Hairpig thinking he can win this match.
Yeah.
And Interchangex is thinking, I could lose this match.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we got a completely new outlook for both players.
I think I'm thinking Hairpig is switched on now that he realises where he's got to here. Now he's got to deliver. This is a true test of your bottle. When you've been struggling all the way through the match, somehow or other you found your way almost back in it and a chance to pretty much get there. Is he going to be good enough?
He probably needs to hit this with a little left English. And that's why. See, I was thinking he'd go between the 10 and the 9. Well, the line was between the 10 and the 9, but to get there, you needed to put a little English on it to hold the cue ball. And he didn't do that.
I mean, priority here is don't leave anything easy. You might not get cover, but don't leave it easy.
Oh, I just sucked this back right on the 6. This is just a little soft draw back on the 6.
Well, that needs to keep running.
That wasn't a bad idea what he did, but he didn't get there. He didn't get the cue ball there. I mean, that shot was fine. He just didn't execute it.
And that shot you were talking about, Steve, you've got to be confident enough to play them. And there's a lot of players struggle with those little touchy shots. And again, I still blame the mouse set up for that. But you've got to be confident to play those little dinks and kills behind the balls. Oh, the shot clock.
I would cut this 5-ball left, and I'll tell you why.
Well, hang on a minute. Was that Interchangex that was at the table?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he just ran his shot clock down.
Yeah, I would have cut that 5-ball in the left corner because if you miss it, you're probably safe. That's almost a free shot unless you hang it up in a pocket.
Yeah.
You're going to shoot at a speed that if you miss it, it comes back on the end rail.
Yeah, and it comes up. If you overcut it, that's what really you hope you would do if you do anything and bring it along the short rail. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised he didn't shoot at it. I think he's a little perturbed right now.
Yeah, he's in a world of confusion now, because now there's a little bit of panic set in because Hairpig has the table at his mercy, and Hairpig's breaking next rack.
Well, the thing is Interchangex keeps getting to the table, and he keeps messing up. Get to the table, mess up. Get to the table, mess up. That pattern keeps repeating.
And it goes inside your head.
And that's tough. You need to get out of that pattern.
Well,
you need to do something mentally to get out of that pattern of failing every time you get a chance.
10 into the left side pocket. Oh no, he's playing it in the opposite pocket. He's held it all. Yeah. He could have easily run that through, but he's comfortable playing what he played. Now, he needs the best break of the match for himself right now.
Yeah, he needs to make a ball, that's for sure. I'll tell you what, Interchangex, whether he wins this or loses it, he's going to be going for counseling tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to him, give himself a good talking to tomorrow, and this is dry as well.
Yeah, that's brutal. Well, okay, so now you got to decide what you're going to do here. Shooting doesn't look like a great option.
Now that 7 and 9 is a good combo down the rail. The one ball's heading that direction.
That's a nice shot there. And if he gets ball in hand, he could play the 1-7-9. if he decided he wanted to do that. I mean, the 7-9 combo's on later anyways.
4 and 5 aren't a problem.
You know, the 6 has only got part of a pocket down there, and you know, this is tricky. This table is going to be tricky, and if you're interchange X, this is not the kind of table you want to be looking at now, because it's you know, it's going to be hard to run out on.
Well, looking at the I think the problem, well, where the 5 ball is, when you think about it, where the 5 ball is, there's a strong chance he's going to end up coming back up the table for the 6-10 combo for the match. That's the way it looks to me.
Well, if he wants
provided
to,
it,
he can break up the 7-9 with the 4 ball. Although, you know, the biggest problem with the 7-9 is if you don't get on the 6 right, it's hard to get to the 7. He could decide to play for the combination. That might be the best option at this point.
Oh,
well, where's he going? Well, he way overhit that.
He's well out of range here.
Well, now he may. This is a little tricky here.
Can he get that? Is the cut thin enough that he can run into him? No, it isn't, and he's way off the mark there.
Yeah, he tried to do something with it, and
right. Well, if you're Hairpig, Steve, what do? Do you play the bump on the 7-9, knowing that you should be on the 5? Or are you happy where it is?
Still play for the 6-10. You know, it just depends on how confident you feel on getting on the 6-10 good, because if you get on it right, it's a pretty easy combination. If you get funny on it, then, you know.
Yeah, but that chance there that Hairpig had, he went nowhere near the 7 and 9. He's quite happy to leave it there as a combo.
Yeah,
then.
Well, he's going to play for the combo.
Right. Well, this is.
I think he's probably on it pretty damn good. I mean, that's pretty good.
It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting excited.
This is yeah, this is going to be Hill now, and
who the hell's Brad's got? Brad's guitar.
Oh boy.
Oh, is he epping and blinding in the lobby? Oh well, that's it all over now if he can get the combo.
All right. Well, now you've got to run on a line that you can get back to the 7-9, and it's pretty easy to get that line, but you know, you can mess this up too. Okay, he's on a pretty good line. Don't hit it. Okay, he's good. All right, so this is pretty simple. You're just gonna hit this cue ball with low and a little left and pull it back, and then shoot the 7 back down in the same pocket.
Oh, it's.
Oh God! You know, when it's going wrong, it's all going wrong, because that's pretty close. He's still fine.
It's actually off the rail.
Don't roll. He's going to roll this, which I don't like. If you're going to roll this, you got to hit it with a little left-hand English.
Oh no! Oh no! Well.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have rolled that. I would have stunned it across, just because I think that shot's easier to hit it with more speed. But, you know, I mean, Interchangex is in that mode where he's got to feel like everything's going wrong for him. Because here he's got like a pretty easy situation, and the 7 ball gets like almost dead on the rail.
I would have liked to have been better than this in the 8 ball, Steve.
But that's what you got to overcome, is you've got to overcome these challenges, you know, like this, where, okay, so I'm struggling and things aren't going well, and I get a shot that's tough, and that's when you need to execute it. And you know, he's not raising himself to the challenge. He's finding ways to mess up.
Well, here we are, folks. Hill. And the break is with Interchangex. We never thought we'd ever get to this point, did we? We never thought we would get here. And a couple of balls in the break as well.
Let's see, who was it that broke that? Interchangex?
Yeah.
He made a ball on the break.
2 balls in the break. The 3 and the 5 have gone. He's on the 1. He's on the 2. He'll be on. He should run out. I mean, let's face it, he should run out. And I think this will do well for his nerves if he can get the job done. But he may well be shattered by the end of this.
Well, I mean, this is an important rack for him because, you know, mentally he's got to, you know, he's got to have a success and overcome things. You know, I mean,
Oh dear.
and see,
Well,
there he goes getting funny again. So all of a sudden it's like, you know, he's just not comfortable right now. Let's see how he decides to play this. You can play this out around that 10 ball and get just a little angle on the 8. This is not really that difficult. It just sort of seems like it, but it's not. Oh, I guess he didn't.
well,
Well, I guess he didn't think he could. I thought he could get
Let's
around
watch
that
the
10.
replay of
Maybe
that
he
last
thought
shot.
he couldn't. He certainly couldn't hit fat into the end rail there.
Well, Hairpig, I don't think. I mean, he's got to get right. I mean, what does he do here? Does he come back to play the 9 long into the bottom corner pocket? I think that's what he should be doing.
I would go forward on this.
I mean, forward's no great for the side pocket.
No, I would go forward and shoot it in the corner. I would go forward on that.
Yeah,
But
he's
going
coming
to
back.
stun it over. That's fine.
Yeah. Well,
there's nothing wrong with that.
This is it for the match. You know, he's going to be a pot in the 10. This is it. Oh dear!
Oh, and he dogs.
Oh goodness me!
Let's watch the replay of that last
that
shot.
would look like
Unbelievable! Look at this 9 ball. That's never in. And in goes the 10. What a... Well, this is just crazy, isn't it?
Well, we better get the suicide
oh dear!
prevention hotline on right now for Interchangex.
I think Interchangex has already left the building. I think he's long gone. Yeah.
Oh, that was just... yeah, boy.
He's long gone.
He needs to keep all sharp objects away from him right now.
Oh, with Sharky in the stream, he never said anything. He's saying well done in the lobby. I don't know whether he was in the stream, but well, where's Hairpig? We've got to see if he comes into the chat and explain what all that was about.
Oh, that was pretty unbelievable.
Explain yourself, Hairpig. I mean, we could see that you know, that Interchangex obviously had worries about the scoreline from his point of view, and the fact that he was leading and leading and leading. And I think it got to him in the end.
Well, I think he got in that mode where, you know, I mean, I used to get in this mode where I'd get ball in hand with 4 balls left on the table, all unopened, and I'd be looking at it and thinking, this is really hard to get out on. How am I going to run this out? And I think Interchangex got in that mode where it just seemed like everything was difficult. Well, and even though it's not, it just seemed like it is.
I mean, and the thing is, the Hairpig was not playing anything really good at all.
No, Hairpig didn't
most
play
of that
well.
match.
And Interchangex he started out well and then just sort of went downhill.
Well, that's what happens. You know, as he said, you know, as long as you don't give up, yes, you know, and as long as he doesn't get to that 13, you're still in the game, no matter how bad it looks, and that's how the match ended up turning.
That's right. Hairpig was getting a haircut, and then it all grew back at the end.
Yeah, you've just got to hang in there and keep trying, and you know, well, he survived. Now let's have a quick look. Wait till we get the tab up. There it is. That one there. Well, I've got to log in again.
But what I'd say to Interchangex right now is that, you know, you got to look at this as opportunity. And the opportunity is to learn something about, you know, what happened and, you know, learn from that so that it doesn't happen again. Because, you know, I mean, there's no two ways about it. He really struggled mentally in that match. And, you know, the best thing you can do is learn from it so that, you know, you improve there. I mean, it wasn't pretty to watch.
Right, let's have a look. What the hell's straight pull down coming up? What's that about? That's the one I want. We'll have a quick look at the bracket because I don't think it's that much better news for Hairpig, other than the fact that he's fallen over the line tonight. Where is he in the bracket? Because now he's up against one of these annoying Swedish players, Bedhead. So the one thing's for certain, Bedhead isn't going to fold, and you've got to be on the game from the start on that one. But if Bedhead looks at it if Hairpig looks at it from one point of view, he's played crap tonight and get out of jail. He can't play as bad as that against Bedhead. I don't believe he can. I think if he focuses on his game, gets his head screwed on right at the start, then it could be a good matchup. So it could. Fast Eddie and Popman on Saturday afternoon. And as Paul mentioned earlier on, there's also the match with Paul and Bill, which is tomorrow at 4:30. It is tomorrow. It's this afternoon, actually. Quick look at the stats for the match, which is going to be interesting. Interchangex. And Hairpig. I can find it. Hang on a minute and I'll get rid of that logo in a second. Right, there we go.
How fast can delete the stats? Well, I think that part's sticking with you, Hairpig. At least you got the win out of the thing.
Right, so 12 breaks for Hairpig, 13 for Interchangex. Hairpig 0.58 on the break and Interchangex 0.61.
Let's see if that matches up with me.
Dry break percentage for Hairpig 58.33 and 53.85 for
Let me get out the
Interchangex.
calculator here and do a couple quick numbers and see. So Interchangex had 13 breaks and he made a ball 5 times.
Both players 100% on Moneyball shot and Moneyball spotted. Racks run for each of them was 1. So they won't have made any inroads into the overall stats in the tournament, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. You know, it's just about getting there. So it is. I don't even think it's worth bothering looking at that, because we looked at that earlier on. Let's go back to the main page, if I can get there, without keeping going past it. So the matches that are in the schedule now are just the 3, the one later on today. Good luck to Paul, good luck to Bill. I'll be there for that. And then we have Popman and Fast Eddie for Saturday. And Albinario and Spectre Dawn is a big match. I was thinking it was this Wednesday. It's Wednesday next week. So it's not this Wednesday. I'll still be there for it anyway because that's my day off. So that's what we've got to look forward to.
Okay, I must have missed one because I'm off by 1 with Interchangex. Let's see about Hairpig. So I had 9, what is it? 8 divided by 12. 66%. I'm off on him too. I screwed this up. I am the worst stats keeper in the world. I cannot sit here and keep track of anything.
Did Interchangex? I don't think he didn't bail out before the result come through. The results say in the lobby.
Think so.
But
yeah, I mean, no, he was there till the end.
I take it Hairpig's gone to lie down in a darkened room now. You know, well, that's the first. I mean, how far behind was he? Was he 6-2 behind? He was 6-2 behind at one point, wasn't he?
It was very ugly, and
Yeah.
I mean, I think Hairpig sort of gutted it out. I wouldn't say he played great towards the end either, but he gutted it out and got the win.
That's it, folks. I don't know where you guys are, but most of you, I think most of the regular customers are already in bed. It is 10 past 2 a.m. in the morning here, and I'm surprisingly not tired, but I think my head's spinning with that match. I think that's half the problem. The adrenaline's flowing more for me than it is
Well,
for Hairpig.
that was just
You know, it was not a classic, but it's they don't. It doesn't have to be racks ran all the time to make it a good match. It just happens to be the psychological things that are going on in people's head, and Interchangex should know
well,
that. You know,
it was entertaining, and I've been there. I've done that in matches like that where I've
yeah,
melted down, and it's painful to watch it. It's more painful to go through it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's more painful certainly for Interchangex. Let's face it, he more or less had that match won for a long period of it, but then I think things just started playing on him. He
Well, you could
started,
see it. You
yeah,
could see it like everything's going to go wrong one way or
yeah.
another. I'm going to do it to myself. I'm going to roll funny, and and every time he got a little bit of a challenge, he didn't rise to the occasion.
Hmm.
And you can only learn from this.
Yeah, and I would say in his defence, and I mentioned this earlier, I don't know whether it was tonight or earlier today, but he doesn't play in a lot. He hasn't had these big tournament experiences where it isn't just a race to 7 like it normally would be in 9 ball or something, or a race to 5. You've got to stay the distance. You've got to be able to react in the right ways when suddenly you've got a lead and then suddenly it starts biting at you that the other guy's getting back into it. And it's not because the other guy's doing a lot of great things. Hairpig wasn't doing an awful lot of great stuff, but when it came to it, Interchangex fell well short of the line in terms of holding it together and doing the right things that he should have been doing. And I'm
Yeah,
not
well, I
saying
mean,
backing into a corner and trying to protect his lead, but it's amazing how the things work, and he will know that about the psychological side of the game because there's all sorts going through his head. Hairpig's thinking for most of that match there, well, it's just only a matter of time, before.
Hairpig's gonna feel good about it for about
Yeah,
15 seconds because
yeah.
he
I mean,
won, and then he's gonna realize
and
I
then
got to
he's
play Bedhead next, and if I play like this against
exactly.
Bedhead, I'm getting drilled.
He knows that, so he doesn't. He won't need to be told that. He knows that now, and that's probably a good thing because he knows he can't start a match at the level he's played at tonight and hope to get any joy out of Bedhead. He knows he has to be taking it. If he gets those opportunities, they have to be put away, and he wasn't doing that. And
Well,
now he
I
knows where
mean,
he is.
you gotta realize that you can come out and play a good match next time. You can't kind of let this sort of weigh on you. You just got to realize that I could come out and play great next match,
Hmm.
and you know, just go into it with a good attitude about it, and just try to get on it and see what happens.
Yeah, it still makes
I
it more
mean,
enjoyable for us sitting on the sidelines watching it.
Hairpig is going to be the underdog in that match
Oh yeah.
against Bedhead, but doesn't mean that if he plays good, he's got a chance to win it. So anything could happen. We just saw that tonight.
Yeah, and the other thing that Popman needs to remember is he can't play as bad as he played in that last match when he plays his next match. So it's all a case of look at the bright side. It can't surely get any worse than what you've had. But I enjoyed it.
No,
I enjoyed that match for all the wrong reasons and then all the right reasons, if you know what I mean. Just
well,
because that's part of the
I,
entertainment of it.
I mean the thing is I'm not the kind of person that likes watching other people's pain.
Yeah.
But um, the as a spectator, you can learn from that too, just because, we've all been in that spot and none of us want to be there. And it's just trying to recognize it and figure out, geez, how do I change things so I'm not going to do that?
Mm-hmm.
And part of it's just being able to keep your emotions under control, because when you get in that situation where it seems like everything's going wrong and then you get a chance and it rolls a little funny and now you're just like, gee, look at that shot I have. And, you can't think that way. You just got to emotionally stay more level and just accept every shot as it comes, because that nervousness comes from being afraid of winning or losing, or, you're thinking about outcome instead of just playing the rack, and you've got to take the emotion out of it. And I think that's the hard part for a lot of people. It certainly has been for me.
Yeah, and for the top class pros, it's something that that they seem to have a mastery of it most of the time. They
look like they do. They don't always.
They're all nervous, but I mean, they're so good. They're good. They're so good at hiding it. So they are.
Yeah. Well, just because you're a psychiatrist doesn't mean you're going to perform well.
No.
I'll tell you something right now. I'm a pretty good mental coach, not because I would say that I'm really good mentally at the table, but I think it's because I've had so many problems. I understand it well.
Yeah, you're talking from experience. Yeah, you've got all the scars and the bruises to prove it.
Yeah. So, I mean, he'll be back, and I think he'll play better, and I think he'll grow from this. I mean, that's always the hope, is that you're going to have some growth.
Well, we've seen how these tournaments have affected some players. Some players have, they've had a bad match and have decided they don't want any more of it, and they bail out the tournament. We've seen how it does affect people, and I think you have to be stronger willed than that, and hang in as Hairpig did. He hung in there and just waited to see what was going to happen. He was facing the inevitable, but he hung in, and that's the one good thing about it. He came out the other side. It wasn't pretty, but he's there, and he's still in the tournament.
Yeah, well, never give up, and he didn't. And
never do that. Never give up.
Never ever give up.
It's the beauty of having a target. You've got to get to 13, and if the other guy is in the lead all the match and he just can't get there, and you're hanging in there, well, you always say you never know what happens. So I enjoyed it, and I hope the guys that watch it tomorrow, because there'll be a few guys who watch it tomorrow, I hope they stay the distance and watch it, because it's entertaining, as I say, for maybe not the right reasons, but for third-party people watching it, it was enjoyable. Right, I'm calling it quits, guys. I need some beauty sleep. Even though I probably don't need some beauty sleep, I do. I'm tired now. So thanks to Steve for joining us. Thanks for you guys probably missing your supper and joining us. Take care, and if you can, if you're out and about tomorrow, join us for the match tomorrow afternoon. I will be there, and I hope you can too. And if not, watch it on YouTube. It will be there. I'll add this one tomorrow because I can't be bothered doing it tonight. I'll add it to the playlist. So with that, take care. Thanks, Steve, for joining us, and we will bid you good night, folks, and see you again soon.
Good night, ladies.
We don't make mistakes here. We just have happy accidents.